Hey, it's Tony from Pick and Flip. I want to talk today about the ethics of reselling. What was making me kind of think about this, I've always had like this thought in my mind ever since we started reselling. But recently, my favorite YouTube channel, or my favorite reselling YouTube channel, Garage Flips, Lonnie from Garage Flips, it seems like the past couple days he's had multiple different questions from viewers that were kind of having ethical dilemmas or ethical questions revolving around reselling. And I think he answered them very well, but I just wanted to add my perspective kind of overall and maybe some specific cases on the ethics of reselling. So I think overall, just right off the bat, I don't think there's anything ethically wrong about reselling. I think it's like anything, you just have to be a decent person and not be a scumbag. I think if you're a decent person, you have a little bit of, I guess you could say, common sense or common decency. I don't see there being any problem with reselling. I think one misconception that a lot of folks have, or especially people that aren't into reselling, just like regular lay people that aren't resellers, they think that thrift stores and charity stores, like the point of them is for low-income people to be able to buy low-priced items there. And I'm sure a lot of low-income people shop at thrift stores, but it's not always the case. It's just people that want good deals, whether they're low-income or high-income. And the point is not to offer low-priced things for low-income people. The point of 99% of thrift stores is to use the funds that they make off the sale of the goods to do charity work. So right off the bat, I just wanted to get that out of the way. Although I think if you're a reseller and you thrift a lot, you know this already. But at the end of the day, some people still have some questions of buying things from a charity organization for a low price and reselling them. But I really don't see anything wrong with it, because you're providing a service. You're providing a service to the marketplace. Like, let's just take one example. Let's say you go to the thrift store and you buy a camera for $10, like an old film camera, and you're going to resell it for $50. Well, that $10 camera in, like, let's say a smaller town that I live in, it might sit on the thrift store shelf for days, weeks, maybe even months, and no one might buy it, because in that area there might not really be very much interest in this specific collectible film camera, or a film camera that enthusiast would have interest in. So you're buying that camera for $10. You're giving, so the thrift store is getting that cash that they can use to do good things. You're making a profit, and then you're selling it for $50 to someone who could be across the country, but someone that really values that camera and that really is enthusiast of that camera and really is going to get that $50 worth of value and more from that camera. So it basically, any kind of reselling is kind of a sort of arbitrage. You're taking items that aren't valued or are lower valued where they are, and you're bringing them to a marketplace where people value them more. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, basically in any business, there's some sort of middleman or something in between. Now, the one thing that I do is whenever I go to the thrift store, almost any time we're at the thrift store and we buy something, there's always a donation jar. And almost all the time, we always at least just put our change in the donation jar, because I don't really like dealing with change, and it's not a lot of money, but I like doing that because I like supporting the good work that they do. And sometimes we'll throw, or if I get a few singles back, I might throw those in too. Another time too, if something is grossly underpriced, and I know it's going to be a really quick flip, and I know that it's going to be a lot of money, and it's really, really underpriced, I'll put a little bit extra in that donation jar, because I feel like it's the right thing to do. And I think that basically that's how it comes down with the ethical things. If you're not lying, if you're not getting a bunch of free goods and saying you're doing something to them that you're not, or you're not tricking people, or changing tags at a thrift store, or stealing, then there's nothing ethically wrong with it. There's really not. You're providing a service. If the thrift store or a person at a garage sale or anyone who's trying to get rid of the goods, if they want to try to get more for them, then they can bring them to those markets, and some do. There's a thrift store that I know of in my area that has an eBay store. but yet I still find good items there because it takes time. It's a lot easier for them to just put a tag on the item and put it out there, especially when they're getting tons of donations, rather than having the time of someone researching the item, really going over the condition of the item, taking quality pictures, describing the item, and shipping the item. So you're providing that service to the marketplace if you're doing the same thing. So I really see nothing wrong with it. Like I said, if something's grossly underpriced, or even if it's not, I always try to give a little bit to the donation jar just to do the right thing, or even if I wasn't buying the items to resell, just to donate a little bit. But I see nothing ethically wrong with reselling. I just want to give you guys a little kind of update on the channel. So obviously, it's a new channel. My girlfriend and I are resellers. We're in our early 20s. We're doing this as a side hustle right now. We'd like to grow it into something larger. We've been doing it for a few months. We're definitely not experts, but you know, ever since we started reselling, I got into reselling because of YouTube. I've always wanted to make videos, and there was a little bit of fear. It's hard to get in front of the camera, but I'm glad we just started now, even though it took me a few months to kind of get the courage to do it. And I'd really appreciate if you subscribe. I've got some editing software that I'm playing around with. I know the videos might be a bit awkward now, but I think we'll improve in front of the camera. And I've got some kind of cool things that I want to do. I want to do some, incognito, undercover thrift store visits and garage sale visits. Those are some of my favorite videos to watch. We'll be doing hauls. And even if we're not pros like some people are, if we can, through hauls and stuff, that's how you really learn what to look for, and that's how I've learned what to look for. And even off one haul, if you find one or two items that you didn't know about that could be good to resell, that's valuable. And for me, it's just entertaining. When I'm itching to go sourcing, I'll watch some haul videos, or I'll watch some undercover videos. So we're gonna be doing some of that. I'd like to upload at least 2 to 3 times a week. Preferably like every day or every other day, but at least 2 to 3 times a week I'll be uploading. So I'd really appreciate if you subscribe. Thank you for watching. And like I said, I don't think there's anything ethically wrong with reselling. It's just like anything in life. If you're a decent person and you act like a decent person, then there's nothing ethically wrong. So thank you. Bye.